welcome back to Bible Fun with the Duns. Today we're studying Ecclesiastes chapter 10.
All right, Ecclesiastes chapter number 10. This is one of my favorite chapters of the book because I really like the book of Proverbs. And Ecclesiastes 10 is basically a string of Proverbs. Now, what I'll do is I want to kind of hit some of my favorite in here, some of the easiest ones to get, and that they're just fun. But first, let's remember. Jeb, what is a proverb?
It's something tiny that gives you a lesson.
It's something tiny that gives you a lesson. That's exactly true. So a proverb is typically very, very small. And so what Jeb and I talked about is that sometimes a proverb can be as small as like what we would read in a fortune cookie. Now, fortune cookies aren't God's word, but they do have little bitty statements that kind of say something. A proverb is a little bitty statement that gives a big truth. Now, Jeb, who wrote most of the Proverbs?
Solomon.
Solomon. And Solomon had a lot of what?
Wisdom.
Now, is wisdom being really smart? No. So does wisdom start here?
Here.
It starts here. He's pointing at his heart. So wisdom is not so much here as it is here. And so wisdom is not so much what we know, it's how we use what we know. Now, let me give you some of my favorites here. Listen to this one. Dead flies putrefy perfumer's ointment and cause it to give off a foul odor. So does a little folly to one respected for wisdom and honor. So it says that if a fly flies into a bottle of perfume and dies, how do dead things smell? Bad. So let's imagine a fly flying into some perfume and dying. Show us a dead face. Okay, so if it flies in there and it dies, is the perfume going to smell good or smell bad?
Bad.
It's going to smell bad. This is kind of like what the book of Galatians says when it says a little leaven leavens the whole lump. So one tiny little bad thing can ruin all of the bigger stuff. And so what this is saying is basically it takes a lifetime to build a testimony. But you know how quick it takes it to ruin it all? Just one bad decision can ruin it all. Let me give you another one I like here. Verse number 2 says, a wise man's heart is in his right hand, but a fool's heart is in his left hand. So the wise heart is in the right hand. In the Bible, the right hand means the strong side. The left hand is like the weak side. So the wise man keeps his heart in a strong place. The fool, he lets his heart just go with whatever. And what it's saying here is that the wise man controls his heart, but the fool lets his heart get out of control. All right, let's look at another one. Verse number 4 says, if the spirit of a ruler rises up against you, do not leave your post, for consolation pacifies great offenses. Here's what I learned from that. Warren Wiersbe says, the best leaders are people. They're men and women who are tough-minded but tender-hearted. I like that. All right, here's another one. Another one says, verse 8. He who digs a pit will fall into it. And whoever breaks through a wall, a snake will bite him while he's doing it. Well, that's weird, right? So, if you dig a pit, you're going to fall into it. Well, here's what the Bible also says. It makes me think about this one. Whatsoever a man sows, that will he also reap. And what that means is, whatever a man plants, that's what's going to grow up. So if a man plants apples, what's he going to get?
Apple.
If he plants an orange tree, what's he going to get?
Oranges.
If he plants a banana tree, what's he going to get?
Bananas.
If he plants a watermelon tree, what's he going to get?
Watermelon.
Well, no, because that was a trick. Just a trick. All right, so whatever you plant, whatever you get. That's what this says. Here's another one I like. Verse 11. A serpent may bite us when it's not charmed, but a babbler is no different. Well, what that means is anybody that's going to talk bad to you about somebody else is going to talk bad about you to somebody else. So if you don't want them to be talking, then you don't need to be listening. I like that. I think that's a good one. Look in verse 18. It says, because of laziness, the building decays, and through idleness of hands, the house leaks. So what that says is You don't have to mean to break something in order for it to fall apart. You know what you got to do? Just do nothing. That can be for a house. If you don't take care of it, it's eventually going to mess up. But it can also be for a life. If we don't make sure our life is focused on Jesus, you know what it's going to do? It's going to not focus on Jesus. So, the worst thing you can do besides trying to break something is to not care for it all. That is the same thing with your mind, with your heart, with your soul, and with your whole life, and even your family. You got to take care of things. See, these are a list of proverbs, and what they're trying to tell us is not how to be smart, but telling us how to be what? Wise. Where is wisdom? Is wisdom here?
It's in your heart.
It's in your heart. All right. We'll see you next time as we read chapter number 11. Bye.
Bye.